Welcome back to Responsibly Unhinged podcast. It's your host, Kylie Kaiser.
And Quinn Collins.
We are back with another guest for y'all. I know this is crazy to bring on two straight guys in a row.
That is not bad.
Do you want one?
And he's drinking a drink called Linda.
You got more?
You want a mom water?
Yeah.
Little
A
fruit
mom water. What's the name on his?
like
Is he
water.
also Linda?
Yeah, it's mom
Linda.
water. It's in the name.
Well, we did
water.
say we're committing a crime by bringing a man on here on International Women's Day, so the least you could do is drink the girly drink.
What's up, dipshits?
Guys, welcome Jack Timmons to the podcast.
Beep, 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 beep.
We can send him home anytime, right?
Anytime,
Hi, guys.
literally.
Okay, good.
He has a
Oh,
curfew. His mom
please.
needs him home at least no
Please
later.
let me
than-
Jack
stay.
looks like the one setting a curfew for somebody. You have like a lot of dad energy. I don't have
Yeah,
like,
I
stepdad
do.
energy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Except
Women,
he loves a crop top.
it's just women that tell me this, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would another man say that?
Yeah.
That's kind of.
That's a good point, actually.
Do you want a man to tell you have daddy
no.
energy?
Women and gay guys, like, you're kind of like a dad. And I'm like, why is this a sexual thing?
You kind of give Stanley Tucci and the Lovely Bones, but I feel bad saying that 'cause
Yeah.
he's a pedophile.
No, I've gotten that. I've gotten that a lot. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I used to have the
as I was saying it, I was
glasses,
like,
too.
Used to?
yeah.
Well, I still do. Well, I like the like Dahmery ones that he wears in that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anytime I was on stage, someone would be like, "Lovely Bones."
I didn't know that many people even watched that movie, so that makes me feel a little better about the reference, honestly.
That was the thing. People didn't watch the movie, but knew exactly who. Yeah,
Yeah.
I read the book.
You look like you would have had transition shades in high school.
I did.
Mm.
I did, and the
Sorry.
rec specs.
No.
Yeah,
No wonder you're funny now.
yeah. Oh yeah. I've been telling people
Like
recently.
on purpose? Because some insurances, if your kid had glasses, apparently like Invisalign is like cheap, or not Invisalign, the transition shades are cheaper and the rec specs
Mhm.
are cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's the only thing insurance will fully cover for like a kid.
Yeah, they did both of those. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never had glasses. I actually, in the third grade, failed my glasses test on eye test on purpose because everybody was getting glasses.
Yes.
And I wanted them. And then I literally lost them on purpose when I was sick of it. And my mom was like freaking out. And we went back to the eye doctor to get new ones. And they were like, her vision is fine. My mom was
Yeah.
so pissed. I wore them for like 6 months. And I was like, yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
I
But-
tried to do that too, except for I accidentally failed the colorblind one because I thought it was the same thing.
Yeah.
And then, like, I did fine on the little letters. And then they did the colorblind one. And I was like,
Brown, I
7.
guess.
That's crazy.
purple.
I
this
don't know, it's
girl
purple.
on this season of Love is Blind was talking about how she did the opposite. Like she memorized the chart whenever she could see it.
That is
And then
actually
when
you
it-
energy more
I
than
know, but like me
Why?
and Justine were talking about it. I was like, all you're doing is fucking yourself by like she just went through her
Yeah.
whole life
You
not
gotta
getting
go
any help
drive
to
a
see. Yeah, I was
car.
like, that's kind of crazy.
Actually, maybe that's Justine energy.
I would do it just because I hate failing. Like I would do
Yeah.
it just to be like, I don't want there to be something wrong with me. Yeah, that was my Virgo energy as fuck. Like I don't know that. Like, yeah, I was like the kid calling my mom if I got an A- crying. So in college,
They put me in like they put me in reading class. Like
We
before-
all went to reading class. It was called
well, no. The thing is,
elementary school, dumbass.
they put me in like this guy's bad at this reading class.
Oh.
because
Oh.
my last name starts with a T, so I'd
I
be
used to
like
teach that.
the way lined up. Like I would be in the back of the room. They'd be like, "Jack, can you read this?" And I didn't have glasses at
Oh,
the
that's
time,
so
so I was like,
sad.
and they were like, "This guy's just. I think he's stupid."
Well, if you
So we
ever,
gotta put
if
him
you-
in the
Makes me so
reading
sad.
class.
I just think of like littler Jack Timmons not
Mhm.
being
Okay.
able to read.
the kid from Stuart Little. I picture you as a kid just looking like the kid from Stuart Little.
I did.
I
I
bet
got
you were a
I was
really
gonna
cute
say,
kid.
yeah, I can
I
see you
got-
being cute.
Ralphie from Christmas Story
Okay.
2 a lot. I
Yeah,
was actually going into freshman year. That's what all the older kids called me.
Ralphie.
And I just, you let them have it.
I can see it.
You have like the energy of like
You go write the
in, like,
names on a list, and
there's like the little kids in movies that were like so cute, and you're like, I wonder what they look like now, and then you see them, you're like, yeah, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Well, instead of just roasting everything Jack looks like, we should probably tell our
I'm
audience
fine.
who he actually
Just my day.
is. Jack,
day to day.
Jack is a comedian here in Austin. That's how we know him. He does a lot of impressive stuff here. You want to talk a little bit about Good Evening News, Roast Battle? What do you want to talk about? Give him a little background.
Yeah. Good evening news. Roast battle. I guess banana phone too.
Banana
Yeah.
phone. What's your hand in those things?
So roast battle every now and again. They'll have me come and call a guy gay or retarded, and then sometimes they pay me and sometimes they don't. And
sick gig.
yeah, basically I don't know if I've gotten good at that or if I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, well, this is going to be fun, so I don't really need to win.
That's like positive attitude.
Yeah, I hate roast battles so much.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because if we have regular, whatever regular listeners we have, we had Heather Keith on, so she talked quite a bit about the concept of roast battle, and it was kind of the same thing where she's like, I kind of just like fell into it by accident, like it wasn't the goal. But
Never wanted to be a roast comic, but
Well, you're
know.
very quick-witted.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You get 2 compliments this whole
Have you
podcast.
always
Sorry, I'm
been
gonna
like,
have a drink of my mom tea.
Cross the
you.
legs.
have you always been that quick-witted? Because it's like sometimes you'll say something and I'm like, it makes me mad because it's like you're.
Yeah.
And I guess you do banana phone every week.
Well, that helps, but I think more than anything, it was like being made fun of in school.
Yeah.
And 2 brothers, one of which I can't wait to marry.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Alright.
My little brother keeps DMing Quinn.
Oh.
Yeah, we're in love.
Oh my god.
It sounds like it's not one
We're
sided.
gonna have a Ted Lasso themed. Oh, it's one-sided, but
The new theme of this podcast is Quinn is in love with somebody new, either our guest or the guest's relative on every podcast.
my thing is like I'd love to marry into the Timmons family.
That's fair.
But just
Oh, we met your mom last
we did
weekend.
get your
you
mom.
did
That was
get-
cool.
you did meet
Your
my
whole
mom.
family has vibes of like my family.
I can see that.
Oh god.
Quinn's family rocks.
No, I know your family does rule.
Yeah, we talk about them on every episode too. I think
I
my
know.
parents are probably watching this like, fuck.
It's a shame Riley's only 17.
Is that one of the brothers? Okay, we're gonna edit that.
He's like,
She keeps saving
it
all
in.
the pictures that he's sending,
Keep
but
it
I
in.
don't know what
Whoa.
that is.
Whoa.
it's just his face, like from this angle.
Okay, so for our audience, banana phone is like a roast mic, and then
Yeah.
you do panel for that, right? So you're one of
Yeah.
the like I guess judges. Is that the word you would use for that?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's judge.
Yeah.
You just kind of you get a microphone.
Yeah.
You're just like
You get to
everybody
be
else
mean
with a
and loudly.
microphone. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's me, Nick V, who love Nick V,
Love
Michael
Nick V.
Ridley, Candace Medina, Nick Cox, and Dane Lyon. And that's a fun one. That one out of nowhere has just become very popular.
It's crazy. When I first came here, I remember it just being like such a like it was something that if I ever had friends visiting and they were here on a Sunday, I was like, you just have to see this, like what it is, and then it's crazy to watch how much it's grown. Like comics are like wrestling on the ground to sign up. I was like, what the fuck?
It is this strange thing where it's like hard to not like obviously like everyone's happy for y'all that it's blown up like that, but as like comics who've been going to it for like 3 years, like what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's like it's packed. People are like sitting at the bar behind the curtain, like waiting for people to leave.
It has like the same energy of like back in medieval times when they would like everyone would gather in like the town hall to throw rocks at a woman who just like read a book.
Yeah, I think people just need an outlet, and it's a good outlet. It's like, oh, I'm allowed to come here and be an absolute degenerate, and no one's gonna be mad.
Yeah. The majority of people don't even say anything. They're just like, yeah, fucking get his ass.
Yeah.
Fucking get him.
Throw the rocks.
Well,
Yeah, I want to see him bleed.
Has anyone ever cried on stage?
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Not on stage.
I've seen that.
It started on stage, and then we've had several people, mostly girls.
Yeah.
I don't know what
yeah,
that's
makes
about.
sense.
It's International Women's Day, but I
Which is crazy because I remember the first time I was going to do it, I was kind of like nervous, and I remember asking Candace, I was like, "What's this like?" Like, and I feel like when it's your first time and you're kind of new scene, people are as a girl, they were nicer than I expected them to be. Like, I got some shit, but like Candace was like, "If you're fine, just prepare to be called a dumb slut that's fat, no matter who you are. If you're a girl, if you have a tough skin for those 3 things, you'll be fine."
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right, I'm okay."
Yeah.
Like mentally prepared for that.
the ironic. Do you want to write sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's always fun. That's
Yeah.
Do you kill
comic
Tony?
favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time a girl's on stage, someone yells, "Would you like to do Secret
gonna say
Show on
Secret
Thursday?"
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Good Evening News though is partially your brainchild. So
That-
talk a little bit more about that because that's one of your creations, right?
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Good
Yeah.
evening news. Fuck roast battle. Fuck banana phone.
Come to Good Evening News.
Come to get it, please. come to
Producer's
Good
wearing the
Evening
shirt
News.
unironically right now. So
Yeah,
there's
Taylor's
merch.
got it on. Repping set. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
No, Good Evening News is a fun. It's a Tuesday show at 9 p.m. at Sunset Strip, and we put it together. It's a bunch of. We have a rotating cast and crew of comedians that don't really do stand up on the show.
Yeah.
It's less of a showcase or whatever, more of a, hey, this wouldn't work in a regular set or like comedy setting, so come here and do whatever crazy chaos you want. We're trying to make it more news themed, but still with that chaos, because after 2 years, we finally realized news is in the name of the show, so we should
Right.
probably at least
Yeah.
have some through line with that. But But
it still like fits the vibe though of like the setup and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It gives like SNL vibes. I assume that's like kind of
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and it's fun because like my favorite SNL bits were always the weekend updates, and that's like the way that you guys' setup reminds me of. And but it's so cool because there's not a lot of live shows I feel like people can go to that have like that kind of thing going on. Like obviously SNL is huge, but there's not a lot of like local like small things like that. So it's really cool.
No, it is really cool, and yeah, it's great to be able to be in a city with it where, you know, there's so much regular stand up that, you know, people, not even like audience members, but comics are really happy to do it and really like doing, you know, characters and bits, and we premiere sketches on there. Yeah.
It pushes you to be a better writer, too, because Jack likes to do this fun thing where he asks you at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday if you'd like to do a skit on Good Evening.
Yeah, I do that.
That's just every comic. Everything is so last minute here. It's like people always be like, "What do you have going on this weekend?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, can you make it at least a 7-point PowerPoint about something?
Yeah, it needs to be 5 to 7 minutes long. You
Yeah.
need to fill time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I've seen you do it. It's fun.
It is a lot of fun.
It's cool.
I think it's one of like the sleeper things, except for the past like few times I've gone, I've like it's like similar. I'm like, where are these people fucking coming from?
Well, it's cool because I feel like it's like what I've heard in the scene genuinely is like it's a lot of comics' favorite thing to go watch, which is cool, and I feel like a in itself. But it's nice to watch like your like normie audience grow as well, like obviously because you guys put everything online though too, right?
We're starting to do that a lot more.
Cool.
It took a break there because, you know, it's like I finally went. I realized like, oh, if I buy a computer, I know how to run editing software, and I don't have to pay $30 for a clip.
Yeah.
No offense, Taylor. I don't know if you edit or whatnot, but it's a I'm just saying.
And they did it in Las Vegas, which was like pretty neat.
Yeah, we
That's
never
cool.
premiered that one.
Really?
Really, I actually thought about that the other day. Like I was like,
Yeah, I got to talk to Nick. I think he has the footage of that. I'll put that up. But yeah, the Vegas one was fun.
That's cool.
And it had about the same attendance as one here,
yeah,
which was interesting.
awesome. Which
yeah.
was on brand.
Yeah.
You should lay it on like one of them influencers girls like around here that go
Yeah.
like the reason like Latchkey is what it is.
Yeah, bring
like,
one of them on and just let them do a stupid ass
just
skit
lay it
just
on
for the
them, have them
promo.
do a clip, and it'll sell it.
Some
every
of them are
week.
funny. Some of them
And
are
all the
are
comics will
famous for a
hate
reason.
you for it.
Yeah, but some of them are good for. I mean, they're popular for a reason. Find one.
Do you
that doesn't
remember
suck.
like 2021, early 22 Latchkey when it was just comics that always went?
Yeah.
Latchkey is where dreams go to die.
Yeah.
Is now.
It is. It's
Yeah.
a terrible
beautiful,
place.
magical place.
Yeah.
Now it's evil and sick.
My roommate and I made a pact that this was our last Latchkey summer because we were getting too old. But we'll see if we stand by that.
My
terrible
my
place. I say that while I'm
last
wearing a
summer is
Shangri-La
when my
shirt,
shit
who am I
kept
talking?
getting drugged.
Yeah, Shang's that's the other side of the coin right
That's
there.
yeah. Represent. They need to sponsor me. This bitch ass.
When
At
should
this
we?
point, they
When
should.
she drop
Yeah,
the
we've
gauntlet?
talked enough about professional things. Now we're gonna get vulnerable. So we're gonna.
Oh, wait, yeah. Please go to Good Evening News on Tuesdays at 9.
Yes, we'll let
Please.
you plug everything. We
Okay.
promise.
Thank you.
We like to transition into all of our juicy topics with a little help from our friends at Selly. Have you heard of Selly?
No, explain it. Explain the
We
product.
will. You want to take it?
So it's like an interactive card game where you get to ask somebody questions beyond like, what do you do? What's your favorite color? What's your social security number? Like, just things that you actually want to know about somebody.
Mhm.
It just gives you the opportunity to get to know somebody on a deeper level.
These crowd work cards?
They
Could
could
be.
be. They could be. We could be helping you right now.
Oh no,
But it
I
is
don't want.
like-
I don't want crowd work.
It's like me and Quinn are some trauma dumping bitches, and I get tired of just asking people questions that are boring. So this helps you kind of move
He
that
got mad
along.
at me yesterday for trauma dumping.
Jack, we had
Maybe
you on
2
here
months in a
because
row.
Quinn said he's one of the girls. So that's
oh,
You are girly pop.
you don't realize
Thanks, sis.
men get so mad about that, but I don't think they understand how much of a compliment that is because we hate men. So that's
Yeah,
a
no, I get
compliment.
it.
Honestly,
My entire Instagram story today is just being
no,
mean
Austin
about
Young and I
me.
talk
Yeah.
about this all the time because me and Justine are always like, our close friend stories are only for the girls and the gays, and Austin's like, I'm in all of your close friends, and I was like, yeah, you're one of the girls, like, and he's like, no, I'm not.
It's so funny. I it's not even that I because you guys say you hate men. I hate everybody, and I feel like that's more on brand with being a part of the girls.
That's
Yeah.
that's also
hating
true.
everyone.
Yeah. This podcast is for trauma and talking shit. So
I love that.
pick a card.
Oh, I gotta pick. A
Yeah,
card.
you gotta
I
grab a
guess I'll
card.
just pick the one on top.
Yeah, they already shuffled them, so it's okay.
And what do I do with this? Do I
Read it out loud.
Read it and then answer
I know
it.
it's hard for you.
I can help you. I used to teach the stupid kid reading class you're talking about. So
Okay. Thankful thoughts. Is that like the?
it's like
topic
the
of it?
category.
Okay. What is an aspect of your hometown that you are grateful for?
Ooh.
How has it shaped you as you are today?
Okay, wait. You're from Ohio, right?
Mhm.
We have this in common, so I'd love to hear this. Actually,
Yeah, what part of Ohio are you from?
I grew up in the smallest town ever, like on the border of Indiana. It's called Fort Recovery. No one's ever heard of it. There was 1,300 people, but I
Fort
lived in
Recovery.
Dayton.
And
for
you
6
Sounds like a
years.
halfway house.
She only fucks addicts too.
Yeah, and everyone there's
No
an alcoholic.
basements. I'm just kidding.
I think we just said
That's-
she only fucks addicts a little too casually.
And then did you hear I said, but no basements?
All right. But yeah, I lived in Dayton for 6 years though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I moved to Dayton for college and I was there for 6 years. I used
Yeah.
to teach at Wright State. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. It's
Yeah.
going over your head.
Which part of Ohio are you from?
From fucking Columbus.
Okay, yeah. I partied there a lot.
That's where they're
Mhm.
from in Glee.
Yeah.
What?
Isn't that where they're from in Glee?
I don't know. I said
Is it
yeah
in-
because I just assumed you were right. She's going to look it up.
What city in Ohio
my
do
God.
they live in Glee? Lima.
Oh, that's
Lima.
crazy. I lived my hometown's like 45 minutes from Lima.
Yeah, Lima sucks.
I did party in Columbus a lot, through college though.
Mhm.
Had a lot of friends at Ohio State.
Columbus is a good party
So you're
spot.
from there though. You didn't just go there for college.
No, I didn't. No, I went to Cincinnati for college, but I grew up
Okay.
in Columbus.
Are you go to UC?
Mhm.
Oh, so did Justine. Cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cincinnati has a pretty decent comedy scene though, right? Like,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Cincinnati.
or is it more
Nasty.
improv?
No, it's stand up. What's cool about Cincinnati is like it's in a location where you can make a run at the entire like Midwest circuit because it's kind of right in the middle. So you can go hit Columbus or Cleveland, Indianapolis. You can go down into Kentucky like Lexington, Louisville.
Did you
But
ever go shopping at Easton?
Yeah,
Bitches,
all the
bitches
time.
love Easton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We go to
Yeah.
Easton, we get fucking Five Guys and sit on top of like on one of the balcony things, just people watch.
Hell yeah.
Did you date at all when you lived in Ohio?
No. Well, I had a college girlfriend.
Okay.
but,
Oh, how
yeah,
long did y'all date?
about a year and a half.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty long.
Yeah.
What was your actual question? What aspect are you grateful for?
Oh
that
yeah.
what it was?
How's your hometown shaped you?
Okay. Yeah.
Made you who you are?
How do you feel about that?
I don't know. Most of the people I meet from Ohio or the Midwest area are pretty just I don't know about I'd say not top notch, that sounds arrogant, but just like you're run of the mill cool.
Can't argue
Easy
with
Midwest
that.
going.
as fuck.
Can't
Yeah.
argue.
Yeah. Like not
Yeah, y'all are awesome.
yeah.
Quinn just tells everybody I'm from Tennessee because I lived there next, and she likes us to be from the same place.
Yeah.
And I claim either one. It's okay.
Yeah, Ohio's cool. One thing, you're born in like when you're raised in like the Midwest, once you like get old enough, you either have a family and stay there or
Yeah.
you go as far away as possible.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did the latter as
Mhm.
as did you.
Yeah.
On our last podcast, we talked about how everyone like flees the Midwest,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why they have like commitment issues.
Well, it's
Yeah.
one or the other because Columbus is such like a raise a family town.
Mhm.
And if you like actually like meet people, it's just generations and generations of people who grew up in Columbus, went to Ohio State, had kids. Those kids went to Ohio State,
Yeah.
had a family, raised them in Columbus, went to Ohio State. The whole thing, it's just back and back. I have a buddy I went to high school with who has 11 siblings. All of them live within, like outside of him and I think one other, all of them live within like 5 miles of each other.
That's a common,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
That's how like my hometown family is.
It's just crazy.
Were you like I guess how long were you in Ohio after college? And like how did you move straight here from Ohio?
I moved here during the pandemic
Okay.
from Ohio. Yeah,
And how old are you?
27. I
Okay,
think.
so not long probably after college then?
No, yeah. So I graduated, and I was gonna move to LA,
Okay.
and then. oh, what?
I can't laugh a little. Jacking
I don't even want to fucking talk anymore.
Did you expect anything different from this?
No, you'd clean up.
No, I would not. Oh my god,
I was
God,
gonna say, I
you are
don't
the
picture
worst.
you in LA, actually.
No, I've after some
Couldn't be worse, you know.
after some time, I would think New York more than anything else. But
I could see you there.
here's good for now.
Yeah. So you came
um,
straight from there to here.
So the pandemic, I went home. So I was like preparing to move, and then it was the last spring break that I was going to be like in Ohio. So I went home because my two little brothers were on college spring break together. Went home, was with the whole family, and like 3 days in, the pandemic hit, and then just 6 months of staying there,
Yeah.
and I wanted to blow my brains out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was growing jalapeno. I was growing a bunch of vegetables.
Growing jalapenos is crazy.
Yeah, I was growing a bunch of vegetables because I needed something to do, and then all the animals ate everything but the jalapenos. So every day I would just walk out in my yard and water peppers, and I'd stare at them and wonder what the fuck I was doing with my life. I would stand there for like 10, 15 minutes just like, what the fuck?
Were you
That's
doing
super
comedy in
interesting. You
Ohio
talk
at all
about that
then?
on stage?
Yeah, that's
No.
actually really funny. You should talk about that.
Okay, all right.
You should write that
Were you doing comedy there then, or did you start here?
I did like 3 months. So before I went back up for that spring break, I did like 3 or 4 months in Cincinnati.
Okay.
And then when I moved down here, I moved in like October of that year. So
Okay.
2020.
Yeah.
And then, so I say I started in Cincinnati, but I probably more realistically like started doing comedy down here.
Yeah, I kind of say the same about Nashville. I like technically tried to start there, but I didn't really feel like I did anything fully there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
do
we all
think,
became who we are in Austin.
You know, it's true. Maybe not for the better, but we did become something.
Definitely something different.
I do think Ohio is funny because it's like something I look at really fondly, like my time growing up there, but I also talk more shit about it than anyone. But it's kind of like that thing about like, I can talk shit about my mom, but you can't. Like, I'm like, like it's like, I'm like, people will be like, oh, did you hate growing up there then? And I'm like, no, I actually loved it, but
No.
would I ever move back? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I do always say if there was a gun to my head and I had to go back to Ohio, I would live in Columbus, though. Like if I had to pick.
Yeah, Columbus is good. You know, it's I don't know. I always talk about Ohio where people make fun of Ohio and they're like, "What is there to do?" And I was like, I mean, most of the fun things you get to do in Ohio is just like something you can also have a beer while doing.
Drinking in a cornfield is pretty much the entire.
Drinking in a cornfield, drinking while watching
experience.
sports.
Do y'all get offended when people say stuff like, "Oh, that's so Ohio"?
You do it to me all the time, so I've blacked out.
What
no,
is
it's
so
like, that's
Ohio?
something the kids are doing now.
Every story I've ever told you, you're like, it's
Skibbity
so
Ohio.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
Skibbity
I've
toilet
heard
seat
that.
Ohio, and but like when someone's like, "Oh, that's bad," they go, "Oh, that's Ohio."
It kind of makes sense to me, but yeah, I do feel that same thing where it's like I get it, but then I'm like, you don't know Ohio like that.
Yeah. Well, the joke is that everyone from Ohio is a mongoloid that walked out of a cornfield.
I don't know if you're allowed to. That's a slur.
That's a
And I know
retard that
that
walked
because
out of
my
a cornfield.
ex-boyfriend's mom called me that one time.
But she called you a mongoloid?
Yeah, she did.
Oh my god.
Spot on.
We talked about, I told her this story about my like in high school when I had on the podcast we talked about this guy that like showed up to my house with a gun when we were 17 because I broke up with him.
Yeah.
And
I would've been
she was like,
pregnant.
that's the most Ohio shit I've ever heard in my life.
If a man showed up with a gun,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, he wants it.
Yeah.
a man
Well, he
shows
showed up
in
there
the
because
same
I was
place
there
as
with my
me and he's like,
ex-boyfriend.
yeah.
Yeah.
I dumped this man and then promptly brought my ex-boyfriend home and he showed up in my driveway with a gun while he was grounded. That is kind of hot.
While
That is
grounded,
pretty
wow.
hot.
And then
What was he
Yep.
grounded for?
From staying out too late with me the weekend before.
Slut. And
Then he married the rebound girl though, and they're super happy. So
oh wow.
they seem happy online,
Hey.
anyways.
By the way,
crazy
for
you
any
guys-
girl going through a phase where they're the rebound girl, that is not your sign.
That does not usually work out.
That is
I
not your
promise
sign.
you.
It's crazy you two are just like allowed to talk into microphones.
Thank you. And
It's crazy. It's crazy you would say that when we invited you here. That's
Thanks
so
for
fucked
having me.
up. I think this has been great, guys.
But anyway, so you've been here for a minute. Do you
Uh-huh.
think when you like see like the dating scene versus Ohio,
Mhm.
is it promising or more sad?
Ohio, like I said, is such a like settle down. There's so many people I know that are my age that have a wife and 2 kids.
Does that make you feel like you're behind, or do you feel like you're way cooler than them? 'cause
No,
you're-
I don't want that.
Okay, yeah, same.
Like,
Do you
I
feel
look at
like
that-
people here don't want that?
I feel like people here want to go sit in the sun every day, and if something gets in the way of that, then
Who
that's
doesn't
the
want that?
problem.
Oh, heaven
Yeah.
forbid someone wants some vitamin D. Goddamn.
No, but the thing down here is like, I feel like everyone. It's weird in Austin because everything's so like
Like lizards.
no,
Like they just want to sit in the sun. And
it's so go 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 like everything happening, all this, but at the same time, it's like the laziest place to do it
Yeah.
because you can just fuck off all day.
yeah,
So
that go-go mentality is nothing on being 15 minutes late for a podcast.
no,
That's-
fuck yeah, it's traffic. It's fucking South
I'm
by.
not gonna let
You
Quinn.
said
I'm
you were
not
gonna be
I-
late an hour before.
I am
you
not
were
gonna let
late.
Quinn actually give you shit for this because this bitch is late to everything.
I am.
Mhm.
You showed up here early, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I was
I'm
really proud
usually.
of you.
I'm
Oh,
always.
me and Justine say you're
Mhm.
always late.
I'm never late.
Sorry, sorry. I left it. I left.
I'm
it-
late.
The
I'm late.
crawfish boil.
I'm late all the time too.
I
am
left.
late.
I left my apartment like 3.5 hours ago. I had to stop and thank every woman I saw on the way for International
Happy
Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
I had to say
had to
thank you for
apologize.
your service.
Do you use the, are you on dating apps?
No, I've always hated the apps.
Same.
They're very like they don't feel real.
I don't do
Yeah.
well. I mean, this is such a cliche thing to say. I don't do well with the dating apps. It's very much like anybody I am going to like.
Do you lie about your height on dating
I was about to
apps?
say,
No, I
because is that
don't.
why?
No, I don't. The thing with like is like anybody I've eventually dated, I've just like met in real life. I mean, the personality
Yeah.
kind of trumps all the. Because on paper, I mean, 5'7". I've thought about this. I don't know why I've always like put stand-up comic in the
I
dating
haven't-
app thing
we
because I
talked-
know that now
We
is just
talked
such
about
a
this
turn
with
off.
Brent though too, and it's like she's talked about this too. Like I was like, I have a stage photo on there because it's like it may like when I've tried to online date. If you don't let people know right away, then you're an asshole when you have to like cancel last minute for shit and stuff. And I'm like, it's kind of part of it. Like if you get this far into dating me, I'm like, you have to know
Well,
that
just
this is gonna
talk
be a
about it on the
nightmare.
first
yeah.
date.
Yeah, I don't put any stage photos on there because I do not give a fuck if you've
Yeah.
been thinking about doing an open
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah,
The
I
number-
I do regret it for that reason. Or they all are like want to ask you about fucking Kill Tony or whatever else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a comic. Tell me a joke. I'm like, I let
Yeah.
you fucking shut.
My
the
favorite
fuck
is they
up.
just respond. They're like, "Are you funny?" Is like, and I'm like, "No, I probably funnier than you," but it's like, I don't know. It's annoying. It is annoying. I go back and forth about it.
No, dating
But-
apps are the worst. And honestly, anybody who's asked me about comedy and like in real life, just like out and about, it's an immediate turn off where the conversation just keeps going on about that. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I've started lying to Uber drivers when I'm on my way to shows because if they ask you where you're going and I bring that up, then it's like you have to talk to them about the entire comedic experience for your 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm like, I'm just gonna get drunk. That's where I'm going to do right now. Like, or they'll be like, they'll pull into Roscoe's and be like, "Oh, you're here to see a show?" And I'm just like, "Yep." Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
What do you think your red flags are?
Ooh, good question.
Genuinely.
I say that as I wrote it down.
Genuinely, red flags.
Like about yourself. Yeah.
About me?
Yeah. Like, what
About
red flags
you.
do you think you?
Oh,
have?
I thought you said what are red
Yeah, I feel like
flags
people
for
always
me.
misunderstand that. No, like what do you think your red flags are?
I think I care too much.
That was such an interview ass answer.
Weaknesses.
Care
Oh,
too
Papa
much.
Roach sounding ass.
But skies remind me.
Anyway.
Just sometimes I get too invested too quick, you know.
Ooh, how
No,
fast?
no,
How
no, I'm still
how
just
He's
being an
fast-
kind of a
asshole.
little lover boy
How
freak,
fast do you
too.
usually fall in love? He starts sweating.
The Kim Possible pants are getting put to work, dude.
I don't know. I like it's either like right away or just over a certain amount of time where I'm just like, oh yeah, this is.
That was such a
we've talked
vague
about it.
answer.
We kind of talked about it where it's like I get immediately because like I don't ever really like anybody, but then I get immediately obsessed, and you know because I bitched to you about it,
Yeah, all the time. Yeah.
and it's like there's no in between. I feel like
Yeah.
you're kind of similar.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what my red flags would be off the top of my head.
You got to think about this. It's important.
Yeah, I mean, or I don't.
No,
Or I
it's like
just keep-
that's if people not knowing what their red flags is their red flag. I feel like because it's like
Yeah.
if you don't know that, then you don't know what you need to work on or like what's getting in your way. You know.
Yeah, I feel like I do a poor job with being like, no, I don't want to do this or that.
Like boundaries.
Communication.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh,
when I'm working
boundaries
on
for
that.
You, I'd put.
Okay. All right.
You did sign up for this.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've actively been working on that. with,
Yeah.
like,
People pleaser.
It's tough.
Mhm.
I'm the same way. They yell at me constantly, so I have empathy
Mhm.
for that. Yeah. I can't say no to save my life.
and what sucks is like you go this long being like a people pleaser.
Mhm.
You try to switch it up. People are like, you're being an asshole right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being such
yeah.
a dick. I'm
Yeah,
like,
when
"No,
people
I-
are used to you being like the nice, like walk all over
Mhm.
person, and then you set a boundary, then
Yeah.
suddenly you're the worst.
I've been doing this one where I'm like, I'm not being. It's like where they're like, oh, you're being mean. And I'm like, not being mean. I'm just not being nice.
Yeah,
And then they're like,
like that.
that's the same thing.
I don't. I like that. I don't think that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Boundaries are important. We've talked about that on here a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think boundaries have been my biggest thing in the last year. I've just quit. Not
Yeah.
quit caring, but it's just like not having boundaries never got me anything.
Yeah, that was my
Mhm.
resolution this year was to be better about boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, which God knows I needed it. So
Not having
Yeah.
boundaries got me like really good at doing whippets though. So
I spent a lot of time in bathrooms from not having boundaries. I'll tell you that.
yeah.
Yeah. In Shangri-La.
What are red flags that you look for specifically?
And
Yeah.
other people?
Yeah, red flags
Not look
that
for,
like
but, like, you watch out
seem
for.
to are like, or a red flag that you're attracted to, and
Oh,
you're
that
like,
I'm
fuck.
attracted
That
to?
he's attracted to. Ooh,
A red flag that
that's a
because
twist.
like they're red flags for a reason. Like we're drawn to them.
Like ours
but
is
they are
obviously
bad.
addicts.
Red flag I'm attracted to is I think I don't even know if it's really a red flag, but the type of shit where it's just like where they're not even gonna play coy with it, where they're just like just a very like upfront like what's up.
An assertive woman.
Okay.
A little bit of that.
Yeah.
But like just not even like maybe a step above that where they're just like right now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and when you're not great with boundaries, that's like a
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
because that just
feeds
my
into it.
my
Yeah.
brain goes blank. I'm
Yeah,
like,
'cause
yeah.
I agree. I wouldn't see if necessarily that's always a red flag, but I can see why if you're somebody who struggles to like establish that line that can be.
I've noticed this too with myself. I don't know. It's not even that. I think I don't know if I'm like attracted to it naturally, but every woman I've kind of like ever been with either like doesn't they either in some way or another, whether it's like they've passed away or they just estranged from them, they are not on like they don't have like one of their parents in their life.
Mm.
And
Real.
I've noticed that recently where I'm like, oh, it's like every single one of them.
Well, we did say you look
It's like
like
every
you look
single
like
one
a
of 'em.
dad, so the girls with daddy issues are coming in flocks to you. That makes sense. Actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
It does. Well, especially it also is like it's a weird compliment though too. It's like not even we were roasting you about looking that way, but like it probably just means you have like secure, calming like energy if people that have those kind of abandonment moods come to you. To be honest, because it's gonna be one way or the other. We're either gonna flock to men who are like destructive because your chaos is familiar, or you're gonna seek the opposite for the comfort. So I mean, it's kind of a compliment.
I didn't even realize it until like I kind of knew, but then I was like, wow, that's just like whatever. I was literally like just talking. I was talking to a girl months ago, and then even I was like just at a bar, just talking to her, just like flirting with this girl, and then out of nowhere she just brings up like, oh yeah, my dad passed away, and I was like, why does this keep happening?
Yeah.
I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Maybe you just have like a nurturing aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
It does make you stop and reflect though, because that's me with like we've talked about this on here. Like every time I make a guy and find out he hates his mom, I'm like fucking again.
Yeah.
You are like a safe person.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like in this scene. Like if you ever got an allegation, I think I would just kill myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is, by the way, I'm not saying if your dad or your mom are dead that that's a red flag, but I'm
No,
just
but
saying for me personally, I've noticed it.
It's a trope. It's fair to say. I think nobody's gonna be offended by that.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a trend.
I'm in the abandonment gang, so I get it. I'm not offended by it, and I know it's true. So, and it's also though because there's people that have that, and like you can work on it. But for most people, that is something that will cause red flag like behavior. I think that's fair to say.
But then I think it also puts a different because like, we're similar in like having like a family unit that's like together. Like I always feel like for me, it's like I can't get a grip on dating a guy that like, you know, his mom doesn't love him good or like his dad's dead. Like there's it's very, and especially as an Austin thing too, where it's like a lot of like unhealed trauma. But it's like and I don't know if that's just a statistic thing where it's just like
That's the go part of this town where everyone's like, I don't want to address any of my stuff, so I'm gonna keep doing things. So I don't gotta think
well,
about
and we talked about the other week. She's
Things
like,
being
she said it's an
whippets.
emotionally bankrupt city. Like most people, like the majority of people moved here after they went through something traumatic, whether it was like a horrible breakup or something in their family. Like a lot of people have flocked here, like to be in this like carefree environment because of that.
Yeah.
So it's a bunch of unhealed people trying to date.
Well, I know that everyone talks shit about the dating scene here, and they probably should. If you're trying to settle down, it's not the place. Because I mean, everybody here is like, you're just surrounded by most of the people here are not looking to settle down. They're like, as soon as they start getting into a relationship, they're like, oh, what about all these other hot people here? It's just a city of sin.
Do you see that like on your end from like the women as well? Because that's like kind of what we've been interested about. Is like, oh, is it just all the men that are like that here? Do you feel like that mentality is similar with women you've met as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think everyone's looking for the next best thing kind of deal. No one wants to settle down. Not no one, but the majority of people don't want to settle down. And we live in like a nightlife type of just that's our whole job is like being out late at night, and that's, you know, it's hard to be like, where's the missus at?
Yeah.
in this
Yeah.
crowd.
Yeah.
And like I guess for like you two, you're an excellent writer. Do you
Mhm.
think being in a relationship like kind of affects that at all? Like how you're able to write? Because like obviously I've never really been in a relationship since moving to Austin.
Yeah.
That like there is, I feel like anytime I go on at least a second date, it always gets brought up. Like, are you gonna write about this?
Mhm.
Are you gonna put this in one of your
Mhm.
jokes?
Yeah.
And I feel like you're kind of in a position where you're like, no, I actually care about my writing.
Yeah.
So but if you say that, it's mean.
Yeah. If the joke is good, then I'll do it. But yeah, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, gotta scrap this together.
Yeah,
make
what's your
everything-
boundary on that? Do you feel like if you're in a like you have dated obviously while you've been doing stand up, you've had like
Mhm.
relationships. So is that something like you've just dated people who have an understanding about it, or if you met someone who maybe wasn't used to the scene or something, would you like have like a conversation with them about like, hey, if I'm going to joke about you, I would run it by you, or there's like this level of anonymity, or like how would you go about that?
I'm fully in the mindset of like, if I'm gonna write a joke, I don't care if you don't like it or not.
Fair.
I'm like, it's
Period, King.
it's not
Period.
it's not really about you. It's about
Yeah.
this thing that I think is funny. If it upsets you, I totally get that. I'm not gonna change it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, anytime I write something that has to do with like relationship stuff, typically, and I have at times done this, and I've backtracked on it because I'm like, that's not.
Yeah.
I'm never really going for the mean thing. I'm going for like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the stuff that I have done is mean. I've done it for a couple weeks. I've been like, this is the wrong mindset to have on it, and I scrap the joke, and then but yeah, I don't know. As far as like being in a relationship and writing, it is the boundary setting thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to fall into the trap of like it's like, oh well, I don't have to write because I'll just fill my time like being the relationship
Mhm.
guy and do this and that, and that just wears on you, and you can feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it's like, oh, I don't know, I'm not doing something I should be doing,
Yeah.
and that's just that's on you. You just gotta sit down, carve that like hour or 2 hours out of your day, and make sure you're on your shit and going to spots.
What's your opinion on comics dating comics?
I hate this fucking question. do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, really do whatever you want. You know, everyone is. I hate giving advice on shit like this because
Yeah.
it's like, man, nobody knows.
Oh, we don't care about your
No,
advice.
yeah.
We just want your
I
opinion.
just want your opinion.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Because
I
there's
mean,
everybody like I mean there's pros and cons to it obviously.
Jack, when have I
Yeah.
ever listened to your advice?
no, yeah, no,
Good nor
you'd be
bad.
better for it. I don't know. Do whatever the fuck you want. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, no one gets out alive type of deal.
We die after this.
Yeah,
Such a dad
go
thing
on
to
your
say.
adventures, man. Have your fun. Live your life. Get some fun stories.
Fair.
Get some
Get
bad
tested.
stories. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if you're keeping true to yourself and everything, whether it works out or not, it's like it's gonna be fine. You
Yeah.
know.
I think you just have to be mature about it. Like that's what we
Yeah.
always talked about. I was like, obviously there's good and bad with all of it. There's good and bad with if you date non-comics, but it's like I
Mhm.
think if you can just be professional about it, that's really the only.
Do you have any like
obstacle.
nightmare first date stories?
Oh yeah. Have you ever been on a really bad first?
Because
date?
you are such a you're so chill about a lot and a people pleaser. I'd be interested to see how like a derailed bad date would be for you. Like, what does that look like for you?
I've never had really any bad first
Oh, fuck you.
dates. I'm not. I mean, I'm not like a. I don't know. I'm not. I've never been like a gotta go on a date once a week type of guy.
Yeah.
Like just
A
keep
roster?
trying shit out. Not even that. Just like the continuously looking for somebody type of deal.
Mhm.
I'm like, I've got to do my shit, and if I meet somebody along the way, then cool. But yeah, I don't know if I have any nightmare first dates.
Or anything weird that somebody's done on a date? Or are you just blessed?
There's
We're on different playing fields out here.
I had to explain what a PBR was one time, and
That'd be
that made me
hard.
completely rethink. As she was like, "What's a PBR?" I was like, it
Like the
completely changed
beer?
my mindset on her. I was like, "All right, this is not gonna go anywhere."
Like, oh, you've never been poor? My bad.
I was like, okay.
cool. One time I was on a first date and he got pulled over when they ran his tags. He had a warrant, so they just had to arrest him. And the cop drove me back to my apartment.
But yours is kind of bad too.
But like, I'm so sorry you had to explain to a PBR was. That'd be so hard for you.
This is
No
what
one
I'm
even
saying.
knows where the fuck
This is
Wisconsin
what I'm saying. Almost every guy that I've had this conversation with, I feel like Brent's the first one that had a good answer to this because every guy is always like, I haven't really had that bad of a day. And I was like, oh, so it is just men being fucking insane to us. Oh my God.
Oh, Brent's good about it though. Brent, I've talked to him about it, and he was like, I was like, do you just tell him it's a date straight up? He's like, yeah, I'm very clear about it.
Some girl told him he had a long ass neck when he got out of the car on a date. That's the story he told us.
What did he do?
He said he just thought about it on the whole date.
You just gotta leave after that.
Yeah.
You just gotta see a bitch.
Do you think? Because
Bye,
this is
bitch.
like another question. Like we've asked guys that. Do you think differently of a
Sick soft.
girl? If what?
Oh my God. Say it louder.
What'd you say?
Six soft. Don't fact check that. Don't fact check that.
Let's pull up. Let's pull up. Actually,
pull that up, please.
We airdropped it to Taylor before you.
Do you think differently of girls? Like you go on a date and you hook up on the first date. Does that make you think differently of her?
So no, but I will say this: the 3-date thing does work on. It has worked on me, and
In what way? What do you mean by that?
the 3-date rule of like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Like you've respected her more or what?
Not even respect her more, but just the chase of it was way
like
more
made
fun.
it more exciting.
I was like, cool, this
Okay.
is sick as fuck.
Yeah. But it didn't make you like, it wasn't like the I guess defining whether you would continue something with her or not if it was the first or third date.
No, it definitely helped
Okay.
for sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty.
And I don't know. I mean, of the first date, I don't know. Probably would have continued either way.
Yeah.
But that 3-date thing, I was like, this is cool. And I'll say we did go on 3 dates in 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
So it still only took 3 days.
Because she because she and after the second day, I was like, well, do you want to hang out again? And I kind of asked about hooking up. She's like, we're gonna go on one more, and then And I was like, so sick. And then I was like, do you want to hang out tomorrow too? Then?
Yeah. Do you want to hang out? Does it count if we go to 2 different places? Right.
No, it's more exciting. I will say this: I'm sure a lot of guys think it's annoying, but I thought it was much more exciting to it. I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Not only is like is it a little fun, but the like with the chase of it, and then
Did you know they were waiting till the third date or that's just when it happened?
no, I knew the second date because I was like, do you want to go? She was like, no, one more date. And yeah.
That's
She
the
just-
part I always think is weird about it is like being like like you know it's coming on the third day. Like I feel like that's the part that I don't like about it. It's like because I feel like that's been such like a movie-tized thing or whatever. Is like
Well,
the
she
3-date rule.
she just came over and I just like made us lunch. She was like, what are you
Yeah.
doing right now? I was like, holy shit, for real?
Let's go.
I was like, this is awesome.
The general consensus is our men are just like I'm very excited. So it's
Oh
okay.
yeah. Well, you don't have to. Doesn't need to be fucking rapping on it. Like
Yeah.
I'm excited no matter what.
Because we've both had guy friends be like, at the end of the day, like if you really like a girl, it doesn't matter if it's like the first or like
Yeah.
third date. Like if you're not
Yeah.
gonna talk to a girl again, you're not gonna talk to her.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't. The respect thing is like, what? It's just like you either like this person or you don't. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do with.
Well, because I think there's honestly a lot of people giving that. I've found it's like a lot of women giving that kind. Like not saying like toxic advice, but there's a lot of women judging other women, being like, "Oh, the reason this didn't work is because you like fucked him too soon or whatever else." And I'm like, I feel like that's just like such an age old
Yeah.
thing. Like I feel like
Yeah.
that's back in like where we were all like saving ourselves for marriage and shit, which
Yeah.
obviously I still am as well. And why'd everyone laugh? But
And laugh.
No, it just either doesn't
Quinn
work
knew
or
it
it
was
does.
on National
That's
Women's
it.
yeah,
Day?
yeah. And so it's like on National Women's Day. How dare you? But yeah, I feel like that's the truth. Is it's just like if someone's interested, they're interested, or they're not, they're not. Like
Personally, if I go on a date with a guy and we have sex on the first date, I just do not respect him after. Like, why were you so easy?
yeah, women in male fields, bitch.
You were so easy.
I just get
Disgusting.
we talked about this a little bit with Brent. I just get too attached. I need to stop doing it. But also if I don't have sex with you, then I'm like I just feel like you're my homie. So it's like I
Yeah.
have to find some middle ground.
Yeah. Well, you gotta. That's the thing.
I have a hard time
You gotta get-
getting attached.
Yeah.
You gotta get right there, real close, then go. Nope, one more date.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah.
Now, I will ask this: does it go towards you guys too? Let's say you guys go on a first date, and you know,
Oh, I'm gonna
You're
assume
gonna
he
hook
does
up-
it with everybody.
no, that you're gonna hook up, and then he goes, no, not tonight.
I would
What
find
does
that
that do
hot
for you?
actually.
Yeah.
But there would be two things. Is like I saw this meme one time that was like, I'm constantly stuck in the battle between like getting mad at men for over sexualizing me and then getting mad when they don't sexualize me, and that's like I feel like that might be just my own trauma. But I would like respect that and find that hot. But then I would probably like go on a spiral and text our group chat
I'm
and be
gonna
like,
assume
is
he
this
has
man
a girlfriend.
Is this man
Like,
gay? Yeah, like, is he gay? Like,
No, I'm gonna assume he has a girlfriend.
How
or,
many
like-
days after that first date would it be before you're like, does he think I'm fucking disgusting?
I guess it would be like, has he asked me? Did he like make a plan? If a guy made a plan already for the second date or within a few days did that, then I would like probably not spiral about it.
I don't know. It's different. I guess it's different for me because like I am in a position. I guess I'm very thankful that's like I have a lot of close guy friends and they
Yeah.
never try anything with me.
Right.
Yeah, why would they?
All right.
But they never try anything with me, and like that's good, I guess, for me. But it's like so if I just assume like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
like deeply broken and disgusting.
No, I like that. I like that. Not that you're broken and disgusting, but I had this talk once where I was
And I
like,
think
I
they're
was
scared I have a dick.
I had you were one of the only people I feel like though that could relate on this though. Is I feel like I used to have a lot of girlfriends that would get like jealous or like be like, how do you have so many close male friends that like I feel like guys always just either just want to fuck me or they don't really want to be their friends. And it was like this compliment 'cause they're like, I wish I had that. I wish I had like platonic male friends. But then I started being like, is there something wrong with me that they are trying to fuck all of you and not me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
They
I-
have to.
I
They
am-
have to see you. All the
Yeah,
time.
like well,
That's
this,
the thing.
yeah.
this was before comedy. That I
Yeah.
still had a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of close. I've
All
always I was like I was a groomswoman in one of my like college guy friends' weddings.
Holy
like
shit.
I've always had like close platonic
Yike.
male friends.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what. I had a guy tell me that on the first date once. So yeah, it's all right.
But I don't know. I guess I would just assume that like I was just way funnier than him and just outwitted him, and he just couldn't.
Yeah, they don't want to
Bring
fuck
him.
us because we're too funny. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
One time
Yeah,
that's it.
a guy goes, he said, "Did you have to go and like, were you like sick when you were younger or anything?" I go,
What?
hey, really quick, it does
What
get
do you-
worse. Hey, by the way, guys, it's getting worse.
What does that mean?
Because he's like, oh, like, were you really sick? And I go, no. And he goes, you just have like, I just wondered, because like you have like a really deep voice. I don't know if you had to go on like steroids.
I thought he meant in the head. Like he was like, "Have you been committed before?" That's what I assumed he meant.
Sick. You're fucking sick in the head.
Admitted.
No, he was like, damn.
Yeah.
She's got a medically deep voice.
That's crazy.
They're like, that's crazy. They've let you live this long without a hole in your head.
The guy that called me dyke on a first date said it was because I ran a business and went to the gym. So
He went to the gym.
I went to because I regularly went to the gym and ran a business at the time. He was like that just seems like lesbian energy.
Dude,
I was like,
I don't get that. I've heard several guys be like, yeah, I
You make
don't.
more money than a man. He's like, oh, she's a lesbian.
dyke. That's us being like a guy does one thing gay. So
I know.
I've talked to several guys who are like intimidated by a woman who goes to the gym.
yeah.
Kind of, and I don't get that at all. I was like, what do you
I
want?
I would ask this, but I feel like I already know the answer. Does it bother you if a woman makes more money than you?
No, not really.
Yeah.
There's like
She
I'm
makes $11.
no, not really, because I'm
She gets paid in 3 drink tickets instead of 2.
I'm like setting my ways of like, look, I know how to be broke and live off that. So
Same.
I mean, like if every now and again a lady's gonna pay for a meal,
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Do you see a lot of women try to be like trad wives? Like they talk about being trad wives?
Not here.
Yeah. I don't feel like
Here
Austin's
it's more
full
of a
that.
joke where
Yeah.
they're like, but
We're
also
almost
here
done, Quinn. It's okay.
also here like I feel like you know you guys will deny that you like that, but there's a lot of you
I
that
won't.
out of like
No.
You can-
once
I'm
it starts
dying to give
happening, you're
up.
like, this
I
is
am
awesome.
dying to quit and give up. So.
But the problem is when you meet a guy that's like, he says he's trad. They don't. It's one thing I've recently discovered about myself. I'm like a little outgoing. So it's like guys don't. They don't always like a girl that is outgoing.
Yeah.
I like independency.
Yeah.
That's cool. If you got your own shit going on and you're just like doing like your day to day, you got your job, you got your stuff that you like to do. Awesome.
well,
That's,
you also already said
She's a
you
person.
outlined. He outlined from the beginning that he likes more like assertive, forthcoming women, though. So that's that's good. That
Yeah.
kind of makes sense. That kind of aligns with that. I feel like
yeah.
the red flag thing you identified kind of fits with
I
that.
run into a lot of guys that are like, yeah, I'm like, I kind of have like a traditional mindset. Like, I want like a traditional woman, and they talk about like the morals of a woman.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I just watched you do 3 lines.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's 11 a.m.
Yeah.
Buddy, you're on ketamine,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so real.
which is also sick. But
yeah. But traditional values. It's everybody talking about traditional values is cheating on everyone. That's like it's like I
Yeah.
don't trust anyone that fucking
I
goes
just
on that
know I want to
fucking-
be a trad husband so bad I have to test them all.
In order to know that you have the right housewife, you have to fuck all of them.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
that is
It
insane.
is true though. It's wild. I don't know. It's interesting though because like you have a little bit more of like you're an easily social person, but you don't have like a very like loud personality. I would say like you're not like a aggressive person to be around. Normally.
No, I'm not coming up to people and put my arm
Yeah,
around their
and then you
shoulder
are
and
more
shit
attracted
like
though.
that.
It seems like to
I
women that
hate
are a
that.
little more forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still like some cleverness to
Yeah,
it
yeah,
too,
yeah.
like where
Well,
there's some tact.
Loud women aren't all dumb.
Yeah, well, yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
yeah.
They aren't all dumb.
I like,
Yeah,
I
we're
like the
smart.
game of it. I like the,
Yeah.
like
You
the,
like the gay of it?
no,
Ew.
the back and forth of like, I like the will they won't they type of shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is
Hit
interesting.
you.
I was talking to somebody about this week because I used to have people that would always talk to about how like, you know, if I'm like a yapper, I'm like a bigger personality, they'd be like, oh, you probably need like a quieter guy that just listens. But I was like, I actually hate that. Like I do feel like there's the opposite attract thing, but I'm like, I like all my best friends are also like that and we talk over each other and
I
like,
love
Yeah.
an
and I
annoying
love
man.
it. Yeah, like I want to have that. Otherwise I'm bored. I don't want to hear myself talk all the time. Surprisingly, I don't. Like I want you to interrupt me. I want to have somebody like combat that. But I do see a lot of people that are like kind of the opposite pairing. And so it's always interesting for me to hear
I
what
love
guys
an
like.
annoying man. I love a man.
I do too.
I love a man that when I bring him up, everyone else goes, "Oh."
Same. That's the
But
story
he
of my
hates
life.
me.
This
I'm
is-
the only girl he doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's the only overlap in our types besides drugs.
Yeah.
No. I'll be like, there's
Annoying
this guy that's like so
addicts.
annoying and loud, and
You like a guy that
no
just
one
fucking
else likes
hates
him.
you.
Oh,
Same.
I love
So
when
I
a
do
man.
too.
hates-
We both do.
I think it's because they're jealous of me.
Yeah. I like a guy that absolutely will not go home with me because he has to stay up till 6 doing drugs instead. I absolutely love that.
There is something to like I don't know. I don't know if it's like it goes into like the chemistry atmosphere of it, but like just like someone you can get in a fight with, someone you
yeah.
can like hate for like 2 hours,
Yeah.
or you're just like, God,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. People that
Fuck
don't
you.
fight ever, that's insane to me. I'm like, you guys are bored. I know it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have like, I've been there. I've been in a 5-year horrible relationship. I don't want like the blowout big stuff fights all the time. Like,
No.
you need somebody that's like going to piss you off a little though. Like, I
Yeah.
need that. I need a little bit of that. Like, talk shit to me. Like, you know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that's why I'm friends with her.
Yeah.
So
It's fun
yeah, it
because
is.
it's also it's like, hey, this is you. This is you're showing up honestly.
Oh, I thought
Yeah.
you were talking about being friends with me.
Oh no,
He would never call
Sweetheart.
you his friend in public.
sweetheart, no.
That's still the nicest thing you've ever called me just now. So
Well, we only have a little bit left. You should draw another card for us. Let's see where it takes us for
Yeah.
the last few minutes here.
that's my
Strong
favorite part about
cards.
Jack too is that he's sassy in the way that women are.
That's
so.
why he's one of the girls.
He was raised by my mom.
Oh,
And
Basically.
your dad. I've met him.
No, he would be gone for 7 months every year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so basically my mom.
Casual draw.
I am cunty. Honesty
There
hour.
he is.
Hard says.
Honesty hour, everybody.
He's cunty.
Share a funny or embarrassing childhood story that still makes you laugh today. Oh my God, this is so cute.
That's so cute. That's really on brand with after you just started talking about your childhood too. I love that.
Embarrassing childhood story.
Sally is psychic. Me and Quinn figured that out.
Embarrassing childhood story. I don't. Fuck.
I
You
know
gotta be
you
like
got
drunk
one,
for the. Yeah, I'm
fucking
sure I
trans.
have one. I'm
it doesn't
trying
have to
think
be
of
like young childhood, just anything that you're former.
Fucking transition lenses having ass.
No, yeah, well that, yeah. Oh, I guess someone, I mean, when I first started jerking off as a young boy,
Hard pivot.
yes, I did not know. So I was like 11, right in the prime of, well, here, I'm going to get to that. First time I jerked off. First time I had sex, I was 9. No, I'm kidding. I was on a bus, and someone told me how, not the driver, it was like another kid my age or whatever. That would have been a whole fucking thing. They're like, yeah, all you need is just porn and tissues and lotion. And so I went home and started watching porn, and I got a tissue. I put lotion on it, and I wrapped it around my penis. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then I started doing the thing. I was like, this doesn't work. And I didn't do it again for 2 years, and I figured it out. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It makes me laugh every time.
That is funny. I do get
2
that
years
though.
later, I went pro.
It reminds me of this poor girl that I went to high school with.
You keep having
The football player spread a rumor, like not even a rumor, it was true, about her around the whole school though when she gave her first blowjob and she had never done one and she literally like blew on his dick. And I felt so bad for her though. Like I was like, she just used context clues. Like she clearly did not watch porn. Like that's not her fault. Like I felt bad.
Oh, I remember this. So the first time my dad, cause when you're a kid, you don't know how to delete history, and we grew up in an age where you had one computer in the house. So I typed in naked girls, but I was dumb, so I spelled it NAKID.
Ohio.
And my dad, the biggest point of contention with him was like, don't watch porn. Also, what the fuck? How dumb are you?
He's like, now he's horny.
Wait, how old were you when you typed that? So this is Christmas.
19.
He's like 27.
19. Yeah. No, I was. I think I was like 12. Should have known.
Do we think Jack's done anything unhinged for our final parting question that we always ask?
Yeah. What's the most unhinged thing you've ever done in the sake of love?
In the pursuit of love or
Unhinged?
lust?
Unhinged. Love or lust? Yeah.
We ask everyone this.
Fuck you guys.
Get a Mustang.
Hey, I once spent $700 on hockey tickets because I knew a guy was going to be there, and we didn't
flew all the way
go
to
together.
Colorado.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah. I bought and then had to get refunded tickets to Chicago one time. Spent like $600.
Why? Like what happened?
Because it was like, hey, what if I come to Chicago? And she was like, no.
Oh, so
okay.
you bought it and then
I
were
bought
like,
it thinking it was gonna be romantic, and then she was like, no, don't do that.
Oh,
It's like,
freak.
oh yeah,
you
cool.
you posed the question after you made the purchase. Rookie
I was
mistake.
like, dude, I'm just gonna let her know I bought tickets. She was like, that no, don't do that.
Had you not met yet?
No, we'd met.
Okay. It was like, wow, that's worse somehow.
Yeah, no. It was.
Damn.
I was like, I'll just get them refunded.
Did you get the refund?
I got points. I got a credit on Southwest.
You should have told them that sad ass story. They probably would have given you the money.
Nah, it was fine.
Southwest seems pretty empathetic.
No, they would not give it a fuck.
No?
They said you simp freak.
That's crazy.
It's like, you're a little freak, aren't
Southwest
you?
Southwest has always
stand
given me my
up.
full money back. So
Freak.
You're a fucking little freak. I bet you fucking like spending that money. We're not going to give you anything back. You're a freak. You have to go to
Southwest, we're
Chicago.
gonna
now.
be
We're going to
sponsoring
give you
us.
points and you can
Yeah.
use it to go to Miami where you'll be the tallest one.
Yeah. Actually, we're going to fly you there for free. Then we're going to piss on you because you're a little piss pig. You freak.
This is well rehearsed, Jack. What is Jack?
My mind
short
is an
for?
enigma.
It's
John.
what?
Yeah.
That never has made sense. Oh, I did. I knew that because when you came to the Grand.
Mm-hmm.
How
John.
the fuck?
I don't know.
That's never made sense to me.
I don't know. It works out because my one of my grandpas is named Jack and the other one's named John. So my
Interesting.
government is John, and then I've
Well, it's
gone
like,
by Jack my
Where
whole
do
life.
people get Dick out of Richard? Like Nick, the origin of these name changes.
I
I don't know. Ask
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Or like, what's the other one? Like James to Jim. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it.
William to Bill.
Bill. Yeah, that I'm like, you changed a whole letter. I don't know.
Hank is like something you wouldn't expect
Oh.
too.
Yeah, I forget.
Harold?
It's my dad's brother too, and I forget what his
I
real
think
name
Harold
is. You
becomes
are right.
Hank.
It's something else.
Oh, unhinged. This is I guess is maybe more
Henry.
unhinged.
You're right.
My college girlfriend, when she broke up with me, so she broke up with me, and then I had plans with her brother and her brother-in-law to go play golf like 2 weeks after that.
Hey.
So I was like, we can still go play golf, and then I just got blackout drunk in a golf cart and just like complained to them about it, and they were like, "Dude, shut up."
That's my sister. Yeah.
She fucking broke my heart.
They
I was-
didn't bro out with you. They took her side.
No, I drank like 9 White Claws
9 what?
in a
Jack
golf cart.
is one of the girls.
National Women's Day, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
International.
and they were like, "You don't have to come if you don't want to." I was like, "No, yeah, no,
That's what she said too.
I'll be there. I'll be there. I love you guys."
all 18 holes.
Dude, I bought her
18 holes and 9 White Claws. A love story.
Yeah.
I bought her an Xbox for Christmas
Jesus Christ.
that year before we broke up. It was an
Jack's red
Xbox
flag is
360.
spending money on women before they deserve it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fuck it. I don't know. I bought her that Xbox, and then she like made friends with her work husband on there, and then they dated after we broke up.
Tale as old as time.
Crazy. They always use the tools that you give them.
And you got to watch out for the coworkers, you know?
Yeah, the work husband thing.
That's like a big
What the fuck
thing.
is that?
You've
Yeah.
never had a
It
real
happens lot.
job,
Oh,
so you probably.
I know like
I've been in tech 3
I
times.
know specific people close to me like that have like cheated on their husbands or wives, always with coworkers.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's a normal.
thing.
Well, Jack, thank you for joining us. It was okay. I'm just kidding. You were great. This was a lot of fun. We're very selective about which straight men we bring on here, so it is
Yeah,
more
I'm
of
the
a
second
compliment than we like
one.
to- Yeah, you're the second one. Third one of the podcast ever. Second one with me and Quinn. So
Whoa.
it's very cool.
Who was the first one?
My friend Caleb. Before when I used to do the podcast solo, he was my producer, so I brought him to the front for us in camera. This is so uncomfortable to watch. The shoes.
I love that you don't even have to pick your feet up that much from your whole body.
I don't want to kick my drink over. Don't look at me.
All
Nobody
right.
look at me.
Well, before Jack lets us know where you can find him and everything he wants to plug, just a reminder, if you would like to play Selly with your friends, you can get 20% off with the code Unhinged on letsselly.com. You can get your own pack. Like I said, we have expansion packs. They have their base pack. It's a very fun game. We're going to keep playing it with our guests. And guests just like Jack, where can people find you?
Straight guy. Please find me on Instagram, Mr. Sexy Tool Shed. That is it. That is it. Jack
Do you want to
Timmons.
plug your Good Evening News stuff again here?
Yes, please go watch Good Evening News. Come to a live show at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays at Sunset Strip, or check us out on YouTube. We live stream all the shows there, and then Instagram too. Good Evening News with a Z. The Pakistanis got the one with the S. I don't know what they're doing with it, but they own it.
Jesus Christ! All right,
That's
guys, we're gonna cut out now. Like, subscribe, give us a follow. Responsibly Unhinged on most platforms. You guys can find us on there and do all this shit. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.
Bye.